I'm here on an absolutely beautiful day. I wanted to take advantage of this day, but I also wanted you to take advantage of this day as well. So I've put together this exercise routine. So let me show you the things you're going to need. You're going to need some hand weights. These are 3-pound hand weights. Feel free to use water bottles at home. Those are equivalent to about 1 pound. You're gonna need a stretch out strap, or use a bed sheet or a towel, something that does not have any give to it. Next, you're gonna need an elastic band. Different elastic bands have different resistance. I'm using a red one here. Look below this video for some more information about how you can purchase this band, this green strap, or even weights that can be accessible to you. So if you know anything about me and what I like to do, I always like to start with the warm-up. So let's get started. So everything basic here comes with a marching. Marching is one of the most basic forms of movement. It gets your arms pumping, it gets your legs moving, and whenever we do any kind of activity, you want to make sure that you keep your core muscles engaged at all times. You can make the movement as big as you want by bringing the legs up really high and really pumping the arms, or you can take the movement down. What's nice about this is you can go at your own pace. I like to do some of these for about 30 to 45 seconds. Next, we're gonna move into a modified jumping jack. Because this is low impact, we don't want anything to bother our knees. So it's just one arm, one leg at a time. Again, movements are nice and big, or movements can be small. If you don't have a lot of shoulder motion, you can go halfway, something like this. But again, you wanna try and get the body moving as much as you're able to. You wanna try and really push yourself, get yourself going. This is where we get our increased blood flow, get the heart pumping, get the muscles warmed up for what we're about to do. This also works on the coordination as well. Again, tummy muscles nice and tight the entire time, okay? Always keeping something moving, whether it be just the arms or just the legs or both at the same time. Next, we're gonna go into some side stepping, but again, keeping our arms moving. And the reason for moving arms and legs is that it gives you a nice dynamic movement. Working both body parts at the same time helps you to increase the heart rate and the blood flow even more. Gives you a nice dynamic effect. Now, if your coordination is not so good here, that's okay, don't worry about it. The whole point is that you just keep yourself moving. Always keep the tummy muscles nice and engaged. Again, 30 to 45 seconds. I don't have a timer here, so I'm kind of just slowly counting in my head. Next, we're gonna go into butt kicks, but we're also, again, gonna keep the arms moving. So you're bending your knees behind you, and you're gonna lift your arms up and pump your arms just like this as you bend the knees. If you don't have a lot of arm movement or a lot of knee movement, do the best you can. Just move within the range that you have. Other than that, keep the self moving. Keep a good smile on your face. Control your breathing always. Keep the tummy muscles tight and try and keep up with me as best as you're able to. Again, you can pick up the speed if you'd like this, or you can tone it down. Doesn't really matter as long as you get your body moving, get your lubrication through the joints by getting the body moving. Again, 30 to 45 seconds here. We're gonna get ready to go into the strengthening component, which is gonna work on our arms and our legs. So, you guys need a drink of water. Please take your breaks. I always carry water with me. You just never know. On a hot day like today, we can just get moving and we get dehydrated ever so easily. So make sure you keep your water close at hand. I've got my weights here. Our knees are slightly bent, tummy muscles nice and engaged, and we're just taking the weights up like this. For 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Those are shoulder raises. I'm keeping my stomach muscles engaged. I'm not going any past shoulder height, okay? Only do as much as you're able to. Next, we're going into a bicep curl. For 2, for 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Good, same rules apply. Tummy muscles nice and engaged, slight bend in the knees. Next, we're gonna grab our band. How you're gonna hold this band is one palm is gonna be down and the other palm is going to be up. The reason for this palm being up is to help protect the shoulder that you're about to raise. You hold this here very tightly, the arm is out here, and you're gonna carry this up and over and across the body. We're working two things here. We're working this left arm and this right arm that's going up. I think that's about 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. We always want to do both sides. Even if you're weaker on one side, you want to keep both things even. Again, stomach muscles nice and tight. Keeping this by the body, turning this top palm up towards the ceiling, and carrying it up, and up. Good. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, give me 10, 5 more, 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Awesome job. You should feel that burn right through there. If you're feeling any pain at all, make sure you take a break. Make sure your form is correct. Keep your shoulders back and down. Don't want your shoulders hiking up to your ears. You want to give yourself a neck, okay? Next, we're going to work on our tricep muscle. If you guys want to get rid of this wave that I like to call here, we all want to know how to get rid of this flab. Well, you do that by strengthening your tricep muscles. So here's what you're going to do. Again, all my exercises are a 2-for-1 deal. We're working on strength on one and strength on the other at the same time. So both palms are facing one away, or they're facing together, I should say. Elbow's going to come back here bent, and you're going down like this. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, 14, 15. So what you should be feeling here is that muscle there working while you're working the top muscle here in the shoulder. And of course, we've got to switch sides because we've got 2 arms. Hold it out here. Bend the elbow by your side, and all you're doing here is just bending and straightening the elbow. Notice I'm not moving any other body part, but just straightening my elbow and bending my elbow. I think that was about 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. So what you want to do is make sure that you are squeezing the muscle that you're working. I love telling you what muscle you're going to work so that way you know where you should be feeling it. You shouldn't be feeling any pain in your back because you're keeping your core muscles nice and engaged the entire time. Again, shoulders stay down and back always. So next we're going to go into a squat. Now remember, this is a low impact exercise. So that means we're not doing any deep bending, but we are squatting what I like to call mini squats in order to help keep our quad muscles, these muscles here, nice and engaged, and we're only going to go to about 45 degrees. So again, we're using our band, and I've got a nice long band here. This makes it a lot easier. You want to step on the band, make sure your feet are firmly planted. And again, compound movements, meaning we're moving and working arms and legs at the same time. So I'm pulling this up like this. So I've got this contraction here on my bicep, and I'm going down and coming up. Going down and coming up. My elbows stay bent, the entire time. My stomach muscles nice and engaged. My butt sticks back as if I'm going to sit in a chair and coming back up. Think this is 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15. Awesome. I hope you guys saw that from the side view. It's very important to make sure that your knees are not going over your toes. What you want to do is you want to sit right back. So let me show you the side view, okay? So you're going to go back this way and not this way. Can you see how my knees are going over my toes? This is improper form, and this is why most people have knee trouble. You want to go back just like this and come to a standing position. Weight is always through the heels when you're pushing up. Now let's get into the next exercise. I've got my mat here. We're going to get down on our back and we're going to do some bridges. So you're going to lay nice and flat on the floor. This is a great exercise to work on your core muscles, but also to work on your glute muscles and your hamstrings as well. So you're going to lay nice and flat. Again, tummy muscles always engaged. You want your knee more bent than straight because you don't want to get a cramp in your hamstring. And you're going to lift up, squeeze your butt muscles, keep this tight, and back down. Always up for a nice squeeze, and slowly down. Keep everything engaged. 6 and 7 for 8, for 9, for 10, for 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Awesome job. Next, we're going to go back to standing and we're going to do some side stepping. We're going to grab our bands. I'm back here with my band. Again, same position as the squat. The reason why I like to break it up by doing a band exercise, then getting rid of the resistance, it allows the body to just relax and calm back down without stressing it too much. Now we're going to go back into a more intense exercise. Arms stay here, always keeping a nice contraction on that bicep. And we're stepping out and coming back in. Stepping out and coming back in. Knees are slightly bent. Tummy muscles are nice and engaged. A nice squat, just a small mini bend in the knees. That's it. We're not looking for anything crazy. 7 and 8 and 9. Give me 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15. So before we do the other side, let me tell you where you're going to feel this. Right here in these side hip muscles. This hip muscle here helps to keep you upright when walking, helps to keep your pelvis nice and level. So make sure you're doing both sides. Keep in mind, the wider you go, the harder it's going to be, and the harder resistance band you have, also the harder it's going to be. So find something comfortable, a happy medium for you, and let's get moving. And 6, and 7, and 8. Give me 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Awesome. I really feel that. I'm not even using a very high-powered resistance band right here. Okay, what we're going to move into next is something called heel raises. That's working on these calf muscles right here. If you're at home, use a table, a wall, a stool, a bench, anything that you have if you need to work on balance. We're just going to go up on our toes and come back down, up on our toes and come back down. You want to try and get maximal range as much as you can here, going up and coming all the way back down. And 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. So when you do this exercise, your knees stay straight, and what you're looking to do is shoot straight up like a rocket ship. What you don't want to do is go forward like this, because then you might lose your balance. So you want to go straight up in the air. So that's it for the strengthening portion. I hope you all enjoyed the strengthening aspect of this video. What we're gonna get into next are some stretching. So I'm gonna grab my handy and trusty green stretch out strap. I really love this strap because it's got all these different loops, and there's so many different stretches and variations of exercises that you can do with this band. So I'm really excited about using this one today. Again, I've got my mat here. We're gonna be laying down on our back, and it's always important to stretch the muscles here in the hamstrings, here in the quads, and here in the hips. Again, there's many other muscles that we can certainly go into stretching, but these are some of the major players that tend to get tight. So that's what we're gonna do here today. You're gonna put this band here around your foot. Again, if you're at home, use a towel. I always say use a bed sheet, just something that has longer arms. I call these arms, but something that has a long leverage here so that you're not pulling on any other body part or straining your upper body. You're gonna lean back. Actually, I'm gonna turn on my phone here because I'm gonna use this for a timer to make sure. We're gonna hold for 30 seconds. Now, I'm holding here with this leg straight up in the air. To make this stretch harder, I can straighten out this leg. This is where you should be feeling this stretch. Again, try and keep your back flat. Always keep your tummy muscles nice and tight, but we're letting the band here do all of the work. And make sure that this leg is either bent or straight. However, if you have back issues, keeping it bent is going to support your back a lot more. But I feel this right through here in my hamstring. Good, that was 30 seconds. We're gonna switch to the other side. So we're lifting up, oops, got a different screen here. Okay, we're up for 30 seconds. Again, same rules apply. You may even find that one leg is tighter than the other leg. I certainly feel the tension here in my left side a lot more. This tends to be my more problem side. We're in for 15 seconds already here, guys. You are doing excellent. I hope you guys have enjoyed this workout so far. I hope that you are breathing and controlling your breathing properly as we cool down here. And in 2 more seconds. Awesome. Okay, so that was for the hamstring. Next, we're gonna go into a quad stretch. So what I like to do is put the loop here, and the quad is this muscle here in the front. I like to place it here already. Again, it takes some stress off of my back. And I'm just gonna flip over. And I'm going to use the strap to pull. And we're gonna start for 30 seconds. You want to try and lay your head down flat and protect your head. You don't want to be up like this to create this arch here in your back. Again, you want to avoid stress and strain on your other body parts while stretching one. Perfect job. We're in for 20 seconds already. You should be feeling this through the front of the leg. And again, you're using the band or the strap here to do all of the work. Perfect, and now we're going to switch sides. I really like flipping back and forth. I know it takes more time, but it saves my back, it saves my shoulders, and I can keep my core muscle engaged while I do all of it. And I'm pulling my knee to feel a stretch right through the front of my quad. So the one thing that people tend to do sometimes is let their leg fall out like this, and that's not what you want. You want to really try and keep the leg close by and avoid letting your hip go up like this. And in 2, 3, 4. Awesome. That was our 30 seconds right there. We're going into one last stretch. And that's a stretch for our glute muscles on both sides, which tend to be very tight. So you're going to bend both knees. You're laying flat like this, crossing one leg over, and there's 2 ways to do this. You can either bring this knee to the opposite shoulder, or if you're a little bit more flexible and not as tight, you can put your hands through your legs like this and then pull it up. I personally like bringing my knee over to the opposite side. I can really feel it. Again, we're going for 30 seconds. Stretches are best when held for a longer period of time. You don't want to do any kind of bouncing. You always want to make sure your head is supported when you do this. You don't want to be like this. Again, never want to stress or strain another body part while working on one of them. All 30 seconds here. You guys are doing excellent. You should be cooling down. Heart rate should be slowing down. And in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna switch sides. Same thing, you might notice that one side is tighter. My left side, again, tends to be my trouble side that tends to get tight. So this is the side that I make sure I really stretch. But it's always best to do both sides. It's such a beautiful day out here. I'm so excited that I get to do this for you guys. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. That's a wrap. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so excited to be able to do this for you. I want you all to make sure that you are staying active, you are staying consistent, and you are staying persistent with everything. Please comment below if you have any video requests. Let me know how much you like this video. Share this with your friends. Aging is all about getting better and living better, and I'm here to spread that message. So I'm so happy you were able to join me today. Please make sure you click the link below to check out some of the information about either getting one of these straps and seeing my other videos on how you can use this strap, or my other videos on how you can use the stretch out band or even some arm weights. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.